Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of ChargePoint, ticker symbol CHPT. So I wanted to do a follow-up on this one because the price action over the past week has been pretty interesting. It's actually been spot on from what I was hoping for. And yeah, with the close of not only the week tomorrow on December 29th, also the close of the year, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting start of 2024 for this stock, really just based on max pains that I'm seeing for the month of January. So I wanted to go over those and see how they might be good guides for us in figuring out when it's a good time to buy, good time to trim. And yeah, and I think that there's going to be a lot of upside for ChargePoint in the new year, so I'm pretty stoked about it. And so getting into the chart real quick, the last video that I made came out on December 21st when we saw this last red candle on this downtrend. During that video, I suggested that it would be good for us to see some sideways consolidation at or above $2.42, where this blue line is. And that's exactly what we saw. We saw a high of, let's see, $2.68 on December 26th. And on today, December 28th, we saw a high of $2.52. So we have, let's see, what's the highest close? The highest close, it looks like, in this little window here, was $2.49. I think $2.50 is going to be a pretty significant level, not only over the course of January, but as far as closes go, I think if we do close weeks with a price above $2.50, I think that could trigger some really, really bullish action based on the max pains. So I'll go over those in just a second. I also do want to point out that this $2.42 level that I've highlighted was based on this gap up that was formed between December 13th and 14th. And so in order to fill that gap, we had to return to $2.42. Not only did we do that on December 21st, but we have consolidated at and above that level. And so while we see the gap here, if we look at the volume profile on the side, we actually don't see a gap there anymore because of all this consolidation that we've seen there. We do see a gap to the upside going up to around $2.58. And we do as well see one to the downside going to around $2.22. So I do think that price could be dipping lower. It also could be going higher. So, those are things we need to consider. But I do think we will see a lot of price action around $2.50 over the course of the next month. And that's really based on the max pain. And so basically, before I get into the max pain, my understanding of it is that there's maximum pain for retail, for traders, if that Friday closes at max pain. So if tomorrow we close at $2.50, that means the most number of people lose money, but market makers make the most money. And so they actually have an interest in the price closing at max pain every single Friday. If it closes above max pain, that means that bulls are in control, which is great. I'm a bull. I want to see ChargePoint rise. If we see a max pain below 250 or whatever max pain is, that means that bears are in control. That is not what I prefer. But, in my way of approaching the market, I would say that I tend to be more cynical. And so I would say that for tomorrow, December 29th, I'm probably going to be wrong, but my prediction is that we either close at $2.50 or $2.49. I think that it will probably be in the bear's favor, but if we do close above $2.50, I think that could set us up for some really volatile bullish action in January. So I'm going to move over to the max pain so we can go over that. So the max pain for tomorrow, December 29th, from maximum-pain.com is $2.50. So I do suspect that we will either close at or below that level, but if we do close above it, I think that could set us up for some really, really bullish moves because the following Friday, so for January 5th, the max pain is $2. So if we close tomorrow, December 29th, above 250, and we're able to consolidate at that level, if not higher, over the course of next week, and we either close well above the max pain for the 5th, or the max pain increases, that could lead to, further moves to the upside. If it ends up staying at $2 and we close at $2.50 or higher next Friday, the 5th, that could trigger a gamma squeeze, and that could really start to drive prices higher. The following Friday, January 12th, we see a max pain of $2.50. So again, I think that's a pretty important level. So I think that with price going from $2 from the prior week to $2.50, and then the following week, January 19th, with a max pain of $3, that really suggests that price could be going higher. And if we're closing above these max pains, that means bulls are in crazy control, and price is, going to be going notably higher. Then the following Friday, January 26th, the last Friday of January, return to $2.50. And so basically, if we do look at the chart, what that's telling me is that $2.50, so let's see where the cursor is, right there. That's telling me that if we see prices below $2.50, like what we're currently seeing at $2.42, that's a discount. If we do see a dip down to $2, right around this white line at $1.95, or return to this volume shelf that we see here, which could be coming down to $2.05. And so that's going to serve as a lot of support because we had all of this consolidation over here. If we do return to those levels, that to me seems like a bargain price discount, great time to accumulate, because Max Payne is suggesting that price will return to $2.50. And if not higher, like $3 a share. So what I'm seeing over the course of the next month, anything below $2.50 is a discount, great time to accumulate. And if we do see prices go up to $3, could be a good time to trim, but it could also be a good time to diamond hand those shares if we do get gamma squeezes. We could see some pretty violent action going up to revisit these highs over here from the middle of November of around $3.50, if not higher. We'll have to see. I'm really curious to see what the close is for tomorrow. If it is above $2.50, I think that's great news for us. But we'll have to wait and see. And if you found this helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.